We're filming, by the way.
Yeah, dude, it's just
me.
I mean, I guess you could drop ship too. You guys got a logo for this?
Oh, drop shit. I think some drop shit.
We do need to drop shit.
Yeah. We're long overdue for dropping shit. we just counted, dude. We have 8 episodes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but we're set. I mean, it's good and bad. And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's all gonna be okay.
There's no rules.
You got an indoor ashtray?
I will make an indoor ashtray.
Hell yeah.
You can make one. He brings you a plate.
He just puts
Oh,
his
yeah.
Give me your ashes.
A piece of toilet paper.
Hopefully it's not one that was used to drop shit.
Yeah, drop ship.
Drop ship. How much is it? Like a lot cheaper to drop ship?
I don't fucking pay for anything. I literally
Really?
just collect.
Cool.
How much of a cut do they get?
I mean, bulk, but I get the lion's share for sure, but I don't fucking do anything. You know what I mean? I literally make the art.
It's not a bad deal.
It's not, and like, I control the price, so like, they have a set rate, you know what I mean? So if it's like $10, you know what I mean? I could charge 11 and make $1, or I could charge 1,000 and make 990, you know what I mean? It's like whatever my.
Are these for the stickers or for prints or what?
No, stickers I have to fucking pay up for, and then
really?
prints I have to pay.
Oh, you have
up
to pay for the stickers?
Yeah. So
I was actually
Are we
always going to
talking
ask you about
shirts.
Oh, okay.
t-shirts.
So yeah, anything that you like buy off like my Threadless, like I don't actually have like
Storefront.
yeah, like
Right.
a stockpile. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
You're not on Amazon anymore?
I am, but
Oh yeah? You're doing both?
Threadless just offers like a lot more shit. Amazon had like this like clout behind it, even though like Amazon's kind of like Kmart. Like if you buy like
That's
Amazon
so crazy that you say that. That's
well,
very
if
true.
you buy like Amazon brand shit, like the essentials, like you know what I mean, it's kind of junk. You know what I mean? So like Amazon
Yeah.
doesn't really have a great product, but for some reason people
There's
like Amazon has like
to it.
clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so like when I was like, oh, I'm selling on Amazon now, everyone's like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like no one gives a fuck about my Threadless. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Even though this is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have
The Threadless is better?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
500 more products. I have better printing quality. Like I don't know.
I'm gonna make this touch you a little bit. I'm just kidding. We're good. Yeah, we've been recording. So. Cool. That's crazy, man.
Scooch the mic over so we can.
It's also got to be
I'm
close to
thinking.
your
I'm
face.
thinking. Yeah, that's cool.
Yo, you literally just made this ashtray. That's so
Yeah. My 8th grade ceramics class finally came in handy.
On the fly.
That's why I've got a firing kiln in my laundry room. You're just going nuts.
I really want to go to
I got this. I got this.
You got fucking Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it goes to Patrick
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so you do tattoos, right?
I do.
So okay, what do you? I know I know you as an artist, right? But
Yeah.
like, what can you kind of put in a little bubble, like everything that you do? Because I know you do a lot of shit, and then these guys don't know anything. Well, Andre probably knows.
I do a lot of shit, for sure.
So what is it all that you do?
I mean, really anything you could put art on. I like to try to get there.
This man makes paper plates, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I'm doing
You should.
the coloring book right now.
Oh, right,
so,
you are.
Like,
You're doing a coloring book?
Yeah.
That's rad.
He's
What
almost
kind of
finished with
content?
it.
It's honestly just a lot of just my art that I just pull the color out of. You know what I mean?
You just make like the lines.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll just draw shit. You know, just draw shit sometimes, and it kind of never really has any use except for being posted on social media, I guess. So it's just a lot of that shit.
That's so
There's a
crazy.
couple of people's like tattoos and stuff though. My buddy Trey's tattoos in there, the crystal spider thing.
Oh yeah.
Eric's Lucky Panther.
Okay, cool,
Nice.
cool.
Just yeah, a little bit of everything. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Cool. How do you how do you go about like finding how to distribute and like put together a book like that?
Oh
Like
fuck,
a colored book.
it's rough. Like,
Is it?
yeah, cause I don't know. It seems like in like the art community, nobody really wants to like help. You know what I mean? Like nobody.
Really? That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people, but I mean, that's after
Yeah.
like I kind of like became like friends. You know what I mean? If
Right.
I just approach an artist, and I'm like, yo, how the fuck do you do that? They're not gonna.
That's
tell me,
crazy.
Like 90% of the time.
Because the
you know
thing
what
is too, like with art and music, it's different, right? Because like people like a music piece, it's like, oh, I can hear this, but with an art piece, you can see their talent and you can see like what they can do. So it's crazy to me that people wouldn't want to help being able to see what people can do. You know, that's
sucks.
crazy.
Well, and it sucks because like I'm that way. You know what I mean? Like,
Are you?
I would.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'll totally. But I think
And
it's
thank
because
you.
I mean, there's been a few. I have like a artist up in Canada that's like, she's fucking really good at what she does. But she's honestly helped me a lot just with like advice, like
Yeah, that's cool.
even like pins. I've been trying to fucking pins forever, and Jesus Christ, actually.
Like enamel pins or like
Yeah.
button pins?
No, like an enamel pin, but everybody
That's
just
cool.
like wants a bunch of money, and they have minimum orders, which sucks.
Do you have to go through like people who that's what they do, or is it like an Amazon like big box pin distributor?
It's typically, I fucking wish if I had like a drop ship like with like my merch,
Yeah.
that would be tight. Like, but no, it's another one of those like the stickers I have to put out of pocket. I have to find someone to do it. I have to, do my research, see what the fuck. And I don't know shit about pins, so like it's like I guess with stickers, I really didn't know shit about stickers until I started making them.
Where do you even put them?
Yeah, for real.
That's funny because I have some pins. I have some really nice King of the Hill pins that I bought because they were fucking rad, and I do not know what to do with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to do with pins.
But I want to make
but they're
them.
cool.
It's really, there's like a,
They are
it's
very
like
cool.
there's like a subculture for pins right now. I guess. I guess I'm trying to like
Yeah.
leech into that a little
Jump
bit.
into
I guess
that.
that's like what art's all about. Is like
Pretty
getting into,
much,
like,
yeah.
feeling, and I mean, I don't know. It's cool. I like to try to do kind of different things. Like I was saying to you guys earlier, pizza. Like my prints don't really like sell. Like, or I didn't say that earlier. I said that right here. But prints don't sell. Like for some reason, I could literally take the same image and put it in a print form, and then I could put it on a shirt or a cell phone case or a pin, and it would fucking sell so fast. Or stickers sell so fucking fast for some reason. But prints just don't sell for me, so I just kind of try to find different avenues to like get that shit out there. You know what I mean? I don't really, I guess, have like the luxury of just like printing out like a print and being like, oh, they sold out in 2 minutes. Like,
Right,
I
yeah.
don't know, my prints don't sell.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's a hustle to that too, right? Like being able to like sell out like a certain capsule, or what you would call like clothes, right?
My stickers do really well. My stickers typically will sell in like 2 to 3 days. I mean, I don't make like a shitload. I'll make like 50. The last
Stickers?
last packs I made, I think I only did like 30, but that was like the first like pack that I like. You know what I mean? I printed like the top label there, and got nice packaging for it and shit.
Yeah.
I just kind of sold stickers like individually.
Damn, I wish I had one with money, but like like the pack that I got, it was like a multicolor like iridescent packet, and then you like open it up, and then like on top it's like yeah, it's really cool, and then on top of it it's like a snack pack like inspired like art that says like
they're all like
Raygunnz Bodega, right?
Yeah, it was all like food related.
Yeah, the stickers were all food related. Like there was like a Jello one with like a little dinosaur in it,
It was
and like a little
rat.
ramen bowl. Oh, it was a rat. It was a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it was like themed. It's crazy.
I think the stickers have been more popular lately because, like, I think Andre, you have one of those water bottles, right? That
Oh, right.
they don't have condensation. Or whatever.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
put stickers on that. I've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah.
I should put some stickers on
Look
there.
at all that sticker real estate.
What up,
Right?
right?
That's
That's prime root sticker real estate right here.
You should rent that out.
Right? Some ad spots right here.
I know, right? That's crazy. It's
So
so
if you
true.
could cover up that debt, did you get really mad or something?
Yeah,
He was so
kinda-
dehydrated.
Water bottle.
Couldn't figure out how to.
It's kind of Kyled out on my water bottle. Sorry, guys.
Couldn't get my monster out of here. I was never really a monster dude. I've always hated Monster.
Red Bull for life.
Yeah, Red Bull. Yeah,
Dude.
I was a rock star dude until I started at bangs, dude. Oh shit.
So you got no real bang.
Until I got into a gangbang, dude. Oh, never went back.
I was into Monsters back when I worked at that sex store, and fucking
When you were a prostitute.
yeah, sex worker.
Hard time.
I was drinking 2 of the BFGs, like
Jesus
the
Christ.
real big cans.
Yeah. Like twice of this thing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so much sugar.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't good. I was like 20 something, like I was like 20, 21, and like we were short staffed, so like I was a manager there, and like they needed a manager in the store at all times,
Shit.
and so yeah,
Yeah, you just need to be alive.
yeah, dude, we just didn't get days off, dude.
Yeah, fuck that's
I think I
crazy.
feel a headache coming off from how much sugar that was.
I'm getting a headache thinking about that responsibility.
Yeah, dude, like
9-hour energy.
oof.
I don't think I've had a lot of jobs in my life, but I've never wanted to like go into management or whatever, unless it was like monetarily like beneficial. Yeah, but like I don't think I could ever be a manager or like anything like that and be like okay with it, you know?
Dude,
it's too much responsibility.
I've never been in a position where like I could get a management position and it was financially advantageous to take that position.
Yeah.
Like, because it's always been like either the amount of responsibility you get does not match to the amount of pay you're getting.
Yeah, totally.
Or you like could just make more doing what you're currently doing.
Yeah, or just like put in an extra day and be like completely fine.
Like Discover, like when we had our commission check. Like I would not have gone into management because I was just like, nah, dude. Like I would make way more on the phone, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's too much responsibility.
What kind of jobs have you ever had?
Jesus Christ, like none. I haven't worked.
Really? That's crazy.
I haven't worked like a real job in like a decade now. Jesus Christ.
What was your last job?
Fuck, what was my
like your last real job where you had
Um,
like a fucking like W-2 and shit.
Oh, I haven't paid taxes in a while.
Edit that part out.
I was like, I have.
Everyone close your eyes so we can raise our hands.
We all pay our taxes here.
Or whatever.
It's in the middle of the year, right?
Fucking gas station, I think, was my last job.
Really? It's like a come and go or something?
Yeah, it was like a mobile. Yeah, well, like privately owned one though.
That's cool. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
Was it like the ones where you had to like go pump the gas for them?
Oh fuck no.
I'm not self-service.
They probably get like tips though. I mean, I guess like.
Do you think so? Would you feel inclined to tip
I tip
somebody?
everybody that like does a thing for me. Like I tip
Sure,
you
I
like
try to
McDonald's
as
if
well.
I could. You know what I mean?
I give somebody Gatorade and $8 extra as a tip. You're right. Yeah. Just got my tire changed.
Well, I like
it's hot, dude. I was like, no, I don't.
I kind of work for tips now too. You know what I mean? Like doing the whole
Right.
taxi thing. Like I kind of like I don't know. It's kind of where like the money comes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. It makes a big difference for sure.
Like my boss has gotten tipped in like crazy. He got like AirPods. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like as a tip,
Jesus
I'm like, yeah, I
Christ.
take that. And like, fuck yeah.
Fuck
like,
off. That's awesome. Do you think, would you date somebody who doesn't tip, or who doesn't tip, or like just refuses to?
Oh no, my girlfriend's
As an
really good
artist?
about that shit too.
Yeah.
Like
We're so broke. We just give it all away. Make it, you give it away.
I don't know. Like yeah, I don't know. You're like doing a thing for me. Like
Yeah.
thank you. Like you know.
I came here to not do that. So.
Yeah.
Compensate you for it.
How do you feel about like the European countries and stuff like that where they are like offended by tipping?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like Asian
Asian
countries.
countries. Yeah.
Asian
I think
countries,
France too, right?
Asian
A
countries
lot
got
of
some
places,
weird
yeah.
laws. Like I know you can't like ash on the street because I'm a smoker. So like I
Oh,
know
really?
you can't ash on the street.
But you can shit on the fucking street, dude?
I guess.
What?
Yeah, you can. There's like apparently there's like a big thing in I don't want to say Japan, somewhere in Asia, where there's just like shit, like human shit everywhere, like in the fucking malls and stuff.
Probably not Japan. Japan's like
Yeah,
super
Yeah,
clean.
Japan's
Probably not
the
Japan.
cleanest of
Yeah.
clean.
And it's weird because
Yeah.
I've heard there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
trash cans anywhere, but
Like,
it's
you
Yes.
can't
super
you can't ash on the street.
Yeah.
Like, you
No,
don't
you
carry
weren't
pocket
expected
ash.
to carry your
Pocket their
trash.
trash, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The only place where there's trash is like there's some trash cans by like some vending machines and people
Yeah.
buy something and eat it and then throw it away immediately.
Yep.
Or they just carry the
Wow.
trash.
Like a lot of people will carry a plastic
So-
bag with them to like put their
Wow.
trash in
Yeah.
throughout the day and stuff.
That's
like
kind of
that.
nice, dude. That's crazy.
This fucking one time I'm at this party and my boy Adam had brought this kid I had never met before, and a big dude, and he's fucking drinking heavy. And like a couple hours in, I was like, this guy, you know what I mean, like to Adam, I'm like, you know, like this fucking guy, like, the fuck,
What
like
is
he's
he
drinking a
doing
little too
here?
heavy, and he's
What
like,
has he contributed?
he's like, I'm telling you, dude, like he's totally fine, like he's such a like good drunk, like he's still like he's way smarter than you fucking think he is, because you know what I mean, he looks like a fucking meathead.
Yeah.
Like another hour and a half into him fucking drinking super heavy, he's fucking sitting on the couch speaking full blown Japanese.
Shit.
I guess he was like an English teacher in Japan. Like, he was one of the dudes that did that type of shit. So he
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
Japan for like 5 years. So yeah, just fluent Japanese.
That's
I'm
crazy,
like, don't
man.
judge a book by its cover.
Yeah,
He's a
seriously.
big meathead dude.
Hey, you don't know. He
just,
could still
smashed.
be stupid.
And,
He could
like,
still be
yeah.
saying stupid shit in
That's true,
Japanese.
yeah, but,
You know
like,
what
I don't know. Yeah, I was impressed. I was a little drunk too, though. So
Right.
like,
No, it's,
yeah.
it's funny to think about that though, because like the second you hear somebody speak another language, you're like, damn, they got something that
Well,
I
that's just
don't.
hard. Yeah,
It is very hard, but they're still stupid people. You know? I speak 2 languages and I'm fucking very dumb. So. Sometimes it's just the way it is. You know?
2 languages.
I couldn't tell you what the second one is.
It's dumb.
I gotta get really drunk to find out. Shit, that's crazy. So you're from not Michigan. You said.
Michigan, God.
I know a lot of people from Michigan, so I just like if the skin tone, like you know, like the cops that pull up with like the.
Yeah.
I have that for where you're from.
Now though, like I don't know, I have a lot of tattoos, and I feel like I kind of.
You look like you're from here.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I get a little stares every once in a while and shit. I mean, I'm not racially profiled, thankfully. I didn't get off, but like.
I haven't gotten off in a long time. Dude, you know what? I've been pulled over like 3 times in my life, and I never had a ticket. Like they always just let me go, and I'm like, what? What did I do?
I have like the sweetest looking girlfriend too, though. So like that really fucking helps.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like
yeah.
little things like that. I feel like they actually do make a difference when you get pulled over by a cop. The last time I got pulled over by a cop, right? So I started doing graffiti a little bit recently, right? So I've just been dropping slaps, like little stickers everywhere. I was at a Dutch Brothers, huh?
Hand run?
Yeah, yeah. So I dropped like a slap at a Dutch Brothers, the one on Westgate, like.
Burn your house down.
It's okay, we don't live here.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Oh, that's how it is.
Finally. So he takes advantage.
Couch. Nice
No,
place,
okay,
Andre.
but so it was the Dutch Brothers at Westgate, right? And there's always cops there, like for some fucking reason, right? So. I mean, probably because people get drunk. But anyways, so I dropped the slap, we got our coffee, and then I took off. And earlier that day, I had just bought this stupid NASCAR hat from the swap meet. It was $1. It's the shit. I love this. I love this hat. It's so cool. It's so crazy. And this is back when Kanye was wearing like those hats, right? You remember when he started like doing that?
Oh god.
So and I was super into Kanye at the time. Well, no, nobody's seen it.
Really?
Yeah, I only wore it that day. But anyways, so I bought it. I put it on because I'm saving it for special occasions. It's fresh. It's like brand new. It's so nice, and it's like orange and black, and it has like really cool like tribal shit on the side.
Okay.
I love it. It's so stupid, but I love it. But I'm wearing this hat, right? And Amy's giving me shit about it all day. She's like, "The hat's dumb. Like you're stupid." And then my girlfriend, and then fucking Eric, our mutual friend, he was giving me shit because we went to go have lunch with him, and I was wearing it, and he was like, "Oh my god." Yeah, yeah. He was like, "What's wrong with you, dude?" And I'm like, "Dude, trust me, this hat is tight. Fuck you guys." So I get pulled over, right? And I'm wearing the hat. And it's this hokey white ass dude, right? Like this old dude.
Oh,
with,
Jeff
like,
Gordon. I love Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, straight up. But so apparently, like, so I dropped the slap, right? So back to the, at Dutch Brothers, dropped the slap, grabbed the coffee. I'm driving. I'm like, whatever, like having a good time. Like we're going home. We're tired as fuck. And I get pulled over, and my first thought was like, he saw me drop the fucking slap. God damn it. Well, I guess I gotta fucking figure shit out now. If he's gonna, whatever. So I pull over, and the guy walks over, and he's like, license, registration, whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And
It's a nice hat.
well, no, so I'm wearing the hat backwards, right? So I'm wearing it backwards. It looks like a regular ass hat. So when I reach to go get my registration and license, I do one of these, and he could see the back. Oh, and it had a Bass Pro Shop, like a big yellow, super vibrant, which is why I love this hat. Super vibrant yellow, big like Bass Pro Shop thing right in the back. Turn around, I give it back to him, and he's smiling, dude. He's smiling at me, and he's like, "Oh, hey," like Well, he didn't acknowledge it, but his mood like flipped the second I turned back around. And he was like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, no, I don't know what's going on. He's like, well, your lights are off. I just wanted to make sure, because, people are drunk here, so I just wanted to make sure you weren't drinking. And I was like, oh, shit, my bad. So I turned him on. And he was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and go home. He fucking let me go home, dude. Didn't check me or nothing. And I turn around, and I'm like, I fucking told you. This hat, dude.
Lucky Gordon.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is my lucky hat. That's why I don't wear it. It's so fresh.
I gotta save it.
Yeah, and it's funny. I got home and I called Eric and I was like, "Motherfucker, I fucking told." I laid into him. It was so nice. It was
Just
such
know
a good
that
feeling.
every time he shaves his beard, he gets it full force.
I
When
know
he gets
he
into
does.
my house. Dude, that's so awful.
That's good.
That fucking torture.
It's crazy, like
I
people.
don't know how my friends sometimes do. Like, I'm glad that my friends do get it though.
It's
I
fun.
definitely
Like it's
roast
fun
the
when you
fuck
talk
out
shit
of
to
it.
your friend. It's I don't know. Like I feel like the friends that I can talk shit to are more my friends than anyone else.
Yeah, for real though.
So. Yeah. You guys ever been pulled over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only gotten a ticket I've never gotten a ticket in Arizona.
Oh, really?
It's always been in New Mexico, either going to when my brother was in El Paso or from that.
That sucks.
Oh, there was fucking one time back home. I was in a car with my buddy Nate's driving. This kid Chris in the front seat. I'm in the back seat. I have a backpack like full of just like my normal weed smoking things, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Gram of hash oil, quarter weed.
Normal stuff.
My rig. Yeah. Yeah.
You got a whole dispensary.
Yeah. There honestly was a lot. I had a bunch of canna caps that I had just gotten sent from fucking Colorado.
Canna caps? Is that a Canadian ball cap?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's coconut oil with like.
Oh, really?
Measured.
Okay, cool. Jesus. Like to cook with or like to?
Just to eat like regularly.
Really?
It's like a vitamin almost. It's not.
Dude,
enough
I
to,
can't
like,
keep up with all the weed shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
She was pretty good. She was dope, dude. The girl that made those. It was with. She makes it with like, oh, like there's matcha powder in here. You know
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's artisan shit, man. That's cool.
But we fucking ended up getting pulled over, and they fucking pulled.
Does it reek? Like.
No, like everything was fine.
Okay.
And I ended up like jamming the backpack under like, you know, there's like stuff in the back seat where I'm sitting, so I kind of put it on the floor and like threw a sweatshirt over it or whatever.
Yeah.
And they like pull everybody out of the car, so me and Chris are sitting on the ground, and Nate had like.
Did you have all the tattoos at the time?
No, I didn't.
Oh, really? Okay.
Dude, these all actually came like in. Like a year and a half.
Really?
Like yeah, I just kind of sat down, just kind of went for it.
You're like,
So like yeah.
That's cool.
They cuff and stuff Nate though for like 3 grams of hash oil. It's fucking New Hampshire, you know what I mean?
Wow.
There's no like medical or recreational. Or
Yeah.
anything. So he gets stuff in the back of the car, and then like they run the rest of the car, and the fucking last thing they pull out is my backpack, and they're like, "Fucking whose bag is this?" And I'm like,
Oh,
like yeah.
Props
and
for admitting it. Like, what are you talking about?
No, like
I'm
come
backpack
on,
blind.
you can't do that. You know what I mean?
I can't see back.
I was honestly fucking so worried about it because long story short, they fucking let me go. And they took Nate away, and like the whole time, I'm like, Nate's got like a daughter. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like stand up in court and be like, Donna? Like that backpack shit that you're trying to pin on him, fucking.
Damn, dude. So they try to pin it on him?
He actually only got taken down in the police station. He has a bunch of tattoos. He's got like some American traditional shit on the side of his head, and he's a really really big white dude. With a fucking shaved bald head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they actually fucking brought him out in the police station and asked him a bunch of gang questions. And
Jesus
we're like,
Christ.
yeah, are you in a fucking gang? Like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? No. And then
asking?
they let him go. They kept all that shit, but they ended up letting Nate go after just like a little bit of questioning. But like, me and Chris were stuck to fucking walk. You know what I mean? And he's like, we're like 100 feet down the road, and he's like, they have my wallet. I'm like, well, they're keeping it. So, like, you know, keep walking, dude. Like,
that sucks, man. That's the most like annoying.
That was the most white privilege thing I've ever had in my entire life. Like happened to me though. Like I was like when he was like, you guys can go. I was literally like, both of us. Like, I said that was mine, right? Like,
I told you.
Yeah.
I admit. I showed you the receipts. That's crazy. Yeah, I think that hat was my first taste of white privilege, and I was like, this is nice.
Tasty. You know?
So I'm looking for NASCAR shit now.
Got a jacket.
I'm a collector.
Like,
I'm collecting NASCAR now. I swear to God, dude, I've never seen, like, and not only was he smiling, he was asking, he was like, so how's your day going? Like, interested, you know what I mean? Like, not even just the bullshit, like, small talk. It was so weird.
Like, when you were his new favorite person.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like,
yeah, dude.
That was a nice kid.
Good
Glad I met him.
Good habit. I know, right? I'm gonna go home and watch that NASCAR IT movie.
My Dale Earnhardt box set.
Yeah. Let's pop that bad boy.
Pop the VCR.
Fuck, man.
I really need to get VCR.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, dude. VCR. Damn. I don't remember the last time I had a VCR. I was probably like too young to even remember. Like,
I heard the last company that made them stop making them like a couple years ago.
Really, like production?
So like,
There was like relatively modern VCR.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was in like
Yeah.
some
Oh,
Asian
shit.
countries.
That's crazy.
I'm down for that. Like I'm super down for that.
Or you can still find them at like if you go to a Goodwill, if you could still find.
Yeah.
You worked at a Goodwill. Could you find?
Oh, did you?
VCRs there?
Oh, that's right.
yeah, it sucked.
He fucked up his back at the good
For VCRs.
Specifically for VCRs.
CRTVs, yeah. We don't want your
God
shit.
damn you,
Yeah.
VCRs. Yeah, they like the thing with Goodwill is yes, and
that shit's the biggest hustle in the entire fucking world, man. Like, sell it.
Yeah, they sell it really cheap though.
I mean,
Moderately
not
cheap.
really.
I think Goodwill's pretty rad.
When you look at
I love
free
Goodwill. I go to Goodwill all the time.
and $5, that's a lot of fucking profit.
Yeah,
And like
for
the
them, yeah.
spectrum, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have fucking 1,000 of those fucking stores. Like, what the
And,
fuck?
dude,
Like,
honestly,
You know, on a block.
there are people who would, so let's say grandma dies. They get all of grandma's stuff, they
Yeah.
put it in storage containers, they
Oh,
take
that's
it
the
over
best
to
shit to
Goodwill,
find, dude.
and they dump it on us. They
Yeah.
they essentially didn't want to sort it or anything, and didn't want
Right.
to clean it, because like when I worked at Goodwill, just as a heads up,
Yeah.
like fucking all the clothes that get accepted there, my specific store didn't wash them.
I've
That's
asked
not
mul-
surprising though.
No, dude, I've asked multiple Goodwill employees, and none of them have ever said that they washed any of the
Yeah.
clothes.
I don't
Yeah.
expect that.
that's
Me
just
neither. I
not-
always
costs
wash
too
it,
much.
but
It's not like I'm wearing underwear or
Bro,
anything. So.
Like,
Like I don't go in with underwear.
Yeah.
I put on pants.
I walk in without underwear. I walk out with underwear.
How do you get underwear?
Where else do they grow?
like I've told that to people though before, and they've been surprised.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you just like put stuff
Yeah, why would
on
you
like
expect
after?
There's a specific Goodwill scent that I think only happens with the mass collection of non-washed items.
I
You know what I mean?
have seen some crazy Goodwill come ups though.
Oh, yeah,
honestly,
dude,
I
Goodwill's the
have,
shit.
You
Goodwill sucks,
can
but
make
it's the
money
shit.
like flipping stuff from there.
Yeah,
and
totally.
honestly, that's kind of like one of my little like side hustles.
It's fun as fuck,
I've
dude,
kind
yeah.
of fallen off in these last like 3 weeks just because of I don't know, just life. But
It's
yeah,
also a lot of work. Like you
I
have
mean,
to
it
sort.
is.
You have to know a lot of stuff too. Like
Exactly.
you know
What to look
worth
for,
anything.
what's profitable. Yeah.
But I was kind of doing it with like vintage games for a little
Nice.
while.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's still going good. Like, I mean, I still sell some shit on eBay.
But also, what he was doing, so he was getting like Game Boys and stuff, but then like repainting them.
yeah,
And
just
doing
even
shit like that. It was really cool.
And putting like backlights on them. And
Yeah,
shit.
it's cool. It's nice.
I definitely want to get more into that, honestly, because there's some people that do some crazy shit. They'll put
Yeah.
they'll stuff like a DS inside of a
Game Boy
DMG,
thing, right?
like an
Yeah.
original Game Boy. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got a Game Boy Micro, huh?
I do.
Fuck
yeah.
you.
I
that's
forgot
so
about those.
cool.
Those are
You
cool.
remember those? So, dude,
I never had one of
They're
those.
like-
It took forever to find one, and they're fucking expensive.
That's I was gonna say.
But,
Yeah, they're
it's
expensive
not
now. No.
I see the whole trick to all that is like you just have to like. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even I got some shit from you. You know what I mean? I actually got some. I did. I got some decent shit from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple Pokemon games. You know
Oh,
what
really?
I mean? Like,
Nice.
but it's shit like that. Like, it really doesn't hold any value. So like,
So
yeah, if I
yeah.
can get fucking like a decent price for it, then
Yeah.
fuck yeah. Like,
Yeah, I have a Game Boy
so-
Advance. I got that for free. Somebody was just like, yeah, I have. I think they had like the foldy one, the SP, right? Game Boy Advance SP.
The square one.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one's super lit. That's
Yeah.
easily my favorite next to the micro.
I want to get one of those. I want to get a Game Boy Advance with the
I got a
Game Boy.
SP one.
Well, no, I want the Game Boy Advance with the SP screen, so it's backlit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot GBA wasn't backlit.
No.
Yeah, that shit sucks, dude.
It sucks a lot.
And the colors are like real hard, because the colors you can't backlight, you can front light, but like front lighting it makes it like super grainy. It like puts like bars in it, and I don't know, just junk.
Yeah, you have to like get a Game Boy Advance SP, like the specific model, and take the screen out of
Yeah.
that, and then put it in a Game Boy Advance if you want it backlit. Yeah,
I remember.
it's possible though.
Yeah, they sell kits and stuff now.
True. Yeah,
Um,
they're like $50 though, right?
yeah, they get even more than that, but it's
They
pretty
can.
much like another screen, like that just kind of either goes on the front or the back.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I think I've looked into it. You need to cut some pieces out of the back of the
the
thing.
plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, to make it fit correctly.
Um,
Is this interesting?
don't know.
I
Like
love
said,
this.
I'm
yeah.
trying to get more into it. Like I said, like
Yeah.
I don't do enough. I feel like I want to do more of that. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
can
cool.
like solder, but I've yet to take apart something and try to fucking solder it back.
Dude,
together,
soldering,
you know what I mean?
like, I got
Yeah.
into soldering because of guitars, and it's something that, like, it looks really complicated, and it
It's really
somewhat
easy.
is, but yeah, it is easy.
Like,
Do you know what I'm
just kinda
talking?
gotta be done.
Not anymore, but I used to. I mean, I probably still could, but I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah, that's fun, dude.
Yeah, I like it.
It's, I think, when I first started doing it, I was, like, super careful about everything. I had, like, gloves on and shit. Now I'll just, like,
It's really
get up
not
and I was
bad.
like, whatever, yeah.
Breathe that shit in.
Yeah, I think I used to wear a mask when I first started. Now, whatever.
Yeah.
Right in there and shit.
I used to work with this guy. We used to work up at like Paradise Valley, where it's kind of nicer and rich people live there. There was a Goodwill down there, and he took me with him once on lunch. But he would go there every lunch and just try to find stuff to
Just
flip.
shit, yeah.
And one time we went there, and there was these. Someone had just dropped off these old computer parts, and they were completely unopened. It was like 30 old like I don't know what it was, like old hard drives or something, but he looked it up and they were worth like $100 each, and he bought them all for like $30.
Fuck.
It was like a several $1,000 fine for like $30. Yeah.
I've done that where like I've been at a Goodwill, I saw something really cool, and I was like, I could buy this, but then I'm like, nah, whatever. And then I'll be thinking about it, and I'll Google it later, and it's like $70, and I'm like, motherfucker, that's $3.
The craziest flip story that I ever heard was like my boy Jimmy worked for the town, so he was like landscaping for the town. So like if like a town hall or like fucking the library, like any government fucking building, like you know, the police station, fire department. He'd go and fucking mow their lawns, you know what I mean? And the fucking police department had like a little small town police department, little garage in it. And they were like, yeah, like clean this shit up for us and then like mow the lawn and shit. And like he took these fucking cameras that were like, they're like UV and like thermal cameras.
Holy
like it's
shit.
like yeah, they like mount on the bottom of like a helicopter.
Oh my
shit.
god.
He took 2 of them, and then
Jesus
like.
Christ.
He was like all nervous about it because he was like, I don't know if I was like supposed to clear those out, you know what I mean? But like I took them and then like he kind of like laid low on them in like the closet for like 6 months and then sold them on eBay for $700 a piece.
Oh my god.
I was like, what? It was the weirdest shit. Like
Wow.
they were like round, you know what I mean? And then like I don't know, it was fucking weird. It was just the craziest like come up. Like it was like
they were
what?
just laying there.
You took what? Like you know. He robbed the government building for like, oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. Fucking Danny Ocean over here.
Wow.
Oh god.
Do you ever go to Goodwills in like Scottsdale or anything?
I
bet they have some.
Yeah,
nice
no,
stuff.
I feel like
they
they
don't.
would.
Really?
No, they don't.
I'm sure some of it is.
I mean, probably, but like every time I've tried, like they're not.
Because they
they're usually
constantly
not
get
better.
stuff in, so you can like keep cycling like every weekend or whatever.
Honestly,
right?
it's tough to come up on like anything. I feel like
It is,
I've been doing like just specifically like the video game side of things, and like I mean, a couple months, and I was doing it pretty steady for most of those, and like people aren't dumb. Google's a fucking really accessible thing.
Not even that. eBay, dude. Like eBay has like the on the app, you can like take a picture of something and it'll bring up similar items.
Really?
Yeah.
So when
and
I
it'll show you how much you can sell something for.
I've never
garage
used
sales
eBay.
are like where
Dude,
it's
I'm on
at.
it all the time. Yeah, definitely.
But again, those are like far and few in between. And my biggest problem
a
is
lot of
like
times they're
finding them.
Yeah.
Like,
What is it?
garage sales.
Like,
But it's really I don't know where to look. I guess for garage sales, like you can't
be driving around on a Saturday morning.
exactly.
They, like,
Like you
exist
literally
anymore.
just have to. They definitely exist. Like for
Yeah, they're
sure.
just so
'Cause
tucked
I
away.
Remember when I was a
found
kid, they were
couple-
all the time.
Well, and you know,
true.
like the way Arizona's set up is like neighborhoods. So like when my garage sale experience at least is like once I hit one, there's a fucking bunch of them in that one little neighborhood. There's 1 or 2 more in there at least.
Yeah.
But then finding another one, it's literally just like it's like a buckshot approach. You have to drive around. So like I don't know, coming up on shit is super hard. Because like you're saying, Goodwill, there's people that go every lunch break. So like if I'm not gonna beat dude that comes on every lunch break to the fucking $500
Dude, I went to a Goodwill one day, right? And I was just fucking around. Like my girlfriend wanted to walk around, and I was like, whatever, like I'll just go. And I was just like, I was looking at the action figures and like toys, like little vintage things. That's what I was trying to flip. I ended up just collecting a shitload of them. Now I'm just sitting on them.
You have to be okay with that though.
I
Like,
am, but
these
it's
like
cool.
niche subjects.
Yeah.
Like,
I found like these little like SpongeBob like PVC figures. They're so fucking cool. Like I find shit like that all the time, right? So every time I go, I'm like the creepy dude at Goodwill looking through the toy bins. Right? Yeah.
Not breathing.
Yeah. So my girlfriend knows that I do that, right? Oh, no, you know what I actually started? Okay, so I started collecting the Tomy figures, like the little Pokemon Tomy figures. They were like the original like tiny PVC ones. Yeah. Well, no. So, but the PVC ones, there's some that are like ridiculously expensive. So I'm always just like, whatever. Like if I think some of them are like $300.
Damn.
So yeah, like I'm like, whatever. If I find one, I'm fucking getting that shit. So whenever I'm at a Goodwill, I'll like scoop through that. Don't go to Goodwills. Especially in my area. But anyways,
in my area.
Specifically, yeah. But no, so like I'm always doing that, right? So we were walking around and she's like, well, let's go over. So we go, and I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of not really into it. I was like tired or some shit, so I was just kind of flipping. And then this other old dude, like an older dude than me, like comes over. And he sees me there, and he starts doing it really aggressively.
He's like, nice hat, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of looking in there, and now I feel obligated to look. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I can't let you look.
Going even
So,
faster.
yeah.
Turn to a shoving match.
Yeah, and then at one point because you gotta get like you gotta get a baggie and you get like 10 for like whatever $1 or whatever the fuck, right? So he gets himself like 2 baggies and then he hands me one and I'm like, what's going on here, dude? Are we competing? But
Because they're brothers now.
yeah, I know, but no, he was mad. Like he was upset with me and then he was like kind of like scooting in so that I couldn't like get some of the box. I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? So I got like the coolest shit that I could find. I think I found like some really cool like marble like little figures and shit. So I grabbed them, and then I just kept walking around, and I hit him in a foul cabinet. You're not gonna go. I didn't even want him. But yeah, Goodwill's, like, people are really serious about their, like, Goodwill hunting, you know? So, yeah.
And like, so like the flea market, I like hit that shit.
Yeah, dude, the flea market's the shit, yeah.
Again, like, people kind of know their shit, like, so you get like a decent, like, if you don't mind collecting it, it's a decent price, you know what I mean?
True,
You may get it for $5-10 under, like, retail value.
Right.
It's like, okay, like, I guess for like collector price, it's not bad, but resale price.
Have you ever collected anything?
Not really,
I'm
no.
more of a video game guy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and so you collect video games? Yeah.
I mean, not really. It's all
modern.
it's all
Yeah.
digital.
I hate that though. Honestly, that, like, I
I
genuinely
like having
hate that.
physical things.
I like,
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I love to have stuff. Like,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
stuff.
Like the booklets and shit.
Yeah, give me the tin box collector's edition. Like,
Right,
fuck yeah.
yeah.
Like,
But I guess I do collect games because, like, are you familiar with Steam?
yeah.
I'm a sucker for like deals, like Humble Bundle and stuff
Okay.
like that. Like my Steam library is embarrassingly high. It's like I have like 600.
Embarrassingly high? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
That's
And
like
I
a
had-
weird way to collect to me though. Like,
Oh, yeah, I've
it's
spent,
like
like-
a collection.
I have not spent nearly as much as someone might think
Yeah.
when I say I have 600 games
That's
on
cool.
Steam. I've spent like way less than you would think.
That's cool.
I don't have an
I
idea.
still feel like you spent a bunch of money.
Oh,
like, yeah. Like,
Yeah, more than someone probably should, but not like thousands or anything like that.
No.
What was the most regrettable thing that you collected? Something that you were like, I wish I didn't get into this, but now I'm like a couple hundred into this motherfucker.
Nothing.
No, really?
I don't fucking regret anything.
Dude, I got into
Like,
Yu-Gi-Oh
but-
cards.
Yeah,
I
like,
spent a
what-
lot of money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, dude.
I wish I had my wallet because I have a fucking Dark Celtic Guardian in there.
Yeah,
like,
that's so
like-
sick. Hell yeah.
I think it's in my bag in the other room. Oh, actually, the bag's right there. There's a Pokemon card in there too. You know,
Nice,
never be
nice.
too prepared.
Dude, I have
Always carry
Pokemon,
protection.
I have
Like,
Pokemon
yeah,
Yellow on
like-
my Game Boy Advance right
That's
here
right.
at all times.
But yeah, no, I don't think I've ever like gotten into anything. I mean, like, no. Just,
Tattooing? No.
Like, yeah. Oh my god, it's fucking pain in the balls.
You spend a lot of money like to tattoo? Because I mean, you gotta buy. I'm presuming you gotta buy your machines, right?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
The machine, I guess, like the kind of like apprentice way to do things is like you kind of get like gifted like a machine.
Oh, really?
Cause yeah, I mean you shouldn't approach buying something like that with zero knowledge. So like if you were to come into a tattoo shop and be like, dude, I got this machine, like teach me how to use it. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, well, it's probably this machine does this and it's, you know, this one's better. So it's kind of like a gifting process. So you know, Eddie, my teacher, yeah, it gave me my first machine. So that
Cool.
isn't paid for out of pocket, but everything else that I've done, like all my inks, all my like even just all the bullshit supplies like bottle bags and clipboard covers and fucking, you know, dip caps and like all that shit comes out of pocket.
That's a good band name, Dip Caps.
Yeah, right.
Where's the
My
Dip
high
Caps?
school- my high school band name.
That's funny. It's also a good tattoo autobiography title.
Dip caps, yeah, right.
My Dip Caps.
Or like even the fake skin, like that was really weird to work with.
Do you get?
The pound of flesh.
Yeah.
Is
It
that
does feel weird.
really?
It's weird,
Doesn't
dude.
feel-
Like they're getting really good with their molds. Like I got a few of the hand ones, so it's literally just like a hand made out of like
Whoa.
silicone with like a weird coating on it.
Weird.
But it has like all the veins and like pores and like fucking like they get.
How different does it
accurate
feel
with
compared to skin?
It's like, it's cool. So you get to know like what is in your hand. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole other animal than drawing with a pencil. You know what I mean? Like you can draw for your whole life, like I did, and it's gonna be different. Like you kind of know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I know like how to make this picture, but I don't know what this thing is. Like it's so it's cool to realize like the weight and the vibration and like.
How to use it all.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Guide
it works well in that sense, but it's definitely different. It doesn't stretch at all, and that's like the biggest thing between that and tattooing on a human.
Oh, wow.
Is like I'm always like stretching the skin. Like you always kind of have your hand stretching
Pulling
skin,
it out,
and then you
shit.
kind of just.
Is that to make
tattooing.
something more saturated, or?
It just kind of, it just.
tight. Or...
Yeah, exactly. It's like working on like a stretch canvas. You know what I mean? Like you
Okay.
kind of like.
No, I don't.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Like on a canvas that you built, right? Like.
yeah. Like
Right.
it's
Okay, I
just,
see what you're saying.
it's just easier to put it on there. You
Right.
know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. Does it
versus
like?
something that's
Does it
kinda
form weird when you let it go, or?
Well, I guess that depends on where we're tattooing, and like the person too. You know what I mean? If you came in and lost fucking, I don't know how much you weigh, but I mean, if you lost 50 pounds, even
Your skin
you'd
would be
be a
stretchier,
lot
right?
different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even my first tattoo was on my buddy Zach, who used to weigh. I mean, he had to have lost 100 pounds. And it was on
That's
his fucking
crazy.
bicep and his inner bicep, which is loose on anybody.
Right.
And then he
Let
lost
alone.
100 pounds, so like the skin is like it's like a fucking like a sail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
It's just, yeah, it's fucking
It's more to
floppy,
work
so
for. Yeah.
when you put down like a line, it's kind of, it's almost bigger than you would expect it to be.
The
because,
lines, yeah.
the skin is almost like more, like, porous. It soaks it in a little more. Like,
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's weird. How did you get into tattooing? I mean, was that something that you always wanted to do, or kind of?
I mean, not necessarily. I think my art has always kind of like almost followed that direction because I've heard people tell me I should tattoo for like a long time.
So I'm assuming. So you started out just drawing. All the time?
Yeah. I mean, I've been drawing since I could fucking hold a pencil. You know what I mean? It's just something
Okay.
that kind of always interested me.
Did you just kind of keep like how do you go from like just being a kid who draws to like leading into a tattoo artist? Like, were you doing stuff before tattoos that were you selling prints or like anything like that? Or?
My life's been like crazy. So I don't know. I mean, I never really like focused on much of anything. You know what I mean? It was just kind of always something that was like there while I was doing other shit. You know what I
Tattooing
mean?
or art?
Just art in general.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, tattooing didn't come until like 2 years ago.
It's crazy.
And yeah, I mean, to backtrack a little on that subject, I was actually approached by Eddie, the dude that teaches me now,
Okay.
and he asked me to apprentice for him. Which
Oh,
is,
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd situation too, because that doesn't really happen a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've heard so many horror stories about apprentices having to fucking go grovel at tattoo shops for
Oh, really?
months,
Shit.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
crazy.
please give me a job. Like, teach me how to do this. And
Yeah.
it was kind of like, yeah, he approached me. But I met him through getting tattoos from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then through other, like business things.
Yeah. Transactions.
Yeah.
Sexual.
Always. And then yeah, like I don't know, we were actually we went to a Little Xan concert.
Oh, really?
And me and my girlfriend, him and his
Super
girlfriend.
random.
I know, yeah. And
Yeah.
we stopped at like a Denny's beforehand and fucking.
Was this before the hot Cheeto incident?
Yes, it was actually. Yeah.
Did you hear about? Have you ever heard of that Lil Xan thing? He was like
Yeah,
hospitalized.
too many hot Cheetos.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
The show.
I didn't know it
was
was
good,
real
though.
though.
It was real.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I guess. Like he went to the hospital and ate Cheetos. I mean, I don't know how much of a problem it caused, but.
I know. I guess
He's
technically
kind of gone
you
off
can
the
go to
deep
the
end.
hospital at any
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
I ate too many hot Cheetos. Like one bag. On the news, baby.
But yeah, we were at Denny's and he was like, "Oh, you should tattoo," and I was like, "I mean, like if you
Lil
would
Xan said
like, yeah, Lil Xan." God, that kid. The first time I saw him, I was like, "Who tattooed the 16-year-old?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, you tattooed his
How old
face.
is he?
He's like fucking 22 now.
Oh really?
Like, yeah.
It looks like he's.
Yeah, he looks like he's
He's got
16.
baby
Yeah.
face, yeah.
But yeah, no, he's definitely over 21 now. But yeah, we were at fucking Denny's, and Little Xan was like, "Yo, you should tattoo," and I was like, "Good idea." And then he taught me how to tattoo ever since.
I was just anarchy all day.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, so he asked you at a Denny's,
Yeah.
Eddie? Yeah, that's cool. That's crazy. So had he been seeing, like, were you posting on Instagram a lot, or like?
Yeah, like I said,
Like art?
it's just kind of, social media, I think, ties everybody together these days, you know what I mean? Like I said, once I start getting tattoos from you, I follow your shit, and then, you kind of see my shit from liking
Right.
your shit, and follow it back, I guess,
That's crazy. Have you ever tattooed yourself?
Jesus Christ, no.
No, really?
I sit like a bitch.
Yeah?
So,
Oh,
like,
shit,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm one of those people that will tell you that, like, tattoos hurt, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that shit sucks.
Are you
So,
sure
like,
you want
know,
this?
Yeah,
Are you
like,
sure?
all the time, dude. I'm like real gentle. We were just talking about Andre on the back porch. I'm like, I'm always like, I'd rather something fall out and I can fucking put it back in than like hurt you forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
so worried about that, and it's honestly kind of fucking hard to do.
Hurt somebody?
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's honestly like kind of hard to do. Like as long as you have like some decent training, like it's kind of hard to do.
When you're training, are you? You're fine. Yeah. You could probably bring it a little bit closer. But so when you're training, are you being like shadowed by your teacher, or are you kind of just like they're like, okay, this is how you do it, and you do homework basically, like just do it on your own, or how does that work when you're apprenticing?
Again, I think my situation has been a lot different than a lot of people's situations.
Okay.
I think a lot of apprentices have to do a lot of like dumb shit, like tattoo themselves. Like I actually know a few other apprentices that have, you know, kind of gone through the rounds, and like, yeah, that's like one of the things that they like have to do. You know what I mean? It's almost like a fucking hazing. Like,
My roommate tattooed himself.
Yeah, see, you know what I mean? And like I definitely.
Did he choose to, or because?
I think it was by choice.
Yeah.
Someone
by choice, and it's a decent way to figure out shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I just sit like bitch, like, and knowing that like I'm controlling that pain, like I just stop.
He
You
said,
know what I mean? Like why am I doing this?
He said it hurts way more than being
like
tattooed by
fucking.
someone else.
Really? That's crazy.
Well, because I feel like you're like conscious of it, you know
It's
what
like,
I mean?
yeah,
And like I know how much time's left, and like, you know, like I don't know.
Oh, that's so
Like,
crazy, dude. Wow.
No, yeah, I can't.
Have you ever? Isn't there like numbing cream or some shit that people?
There is. I actually fucking use that on my chest because that shit fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, without the tattoo?
Yeah, for my little bird
Just
chest.
oh,
My
just-
little bird chest.
What do you have on your chest?
This fucking dinosaur.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Cool. That's tight.
But I was like getting tattooed around the nipple. And fucking yeah, it was hurting my other nipple. Like I had like phantom
They're
pain,
twins.
so I'm like, but yeah, I like got up to like smoke a cigarette, and then like afterwards he was like, "Oh, I look up a little bit of yummy cream. You want to try that?" And I was like, "Oh, fucking please." Like,
You didn't tell me this first?
Yeah, like come on, dude.
There's also that spray. I can't remember what it's called right now. It has that green.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it wasn't like a cream. It was
What's that
it
called?
was a spray.
It actually works pretty well.
There's
Like
a
Have you used it?
It did work pretty well, yeah.
I've used creams too.
Really?
But yeah, I was actually kind of surprised at how good it works because I kind of thought it was more or less like a placebo effect, you know. Like, but yeah, it was fucking really.
But that one I read only works if the skin's already broken into. So like you couldn't use it beforehand and it wouldn't work.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense.
wow.
Well, maybe that makes sense. But I didn't fucking tell me about it.
Yeah, true. That's funny.
What a good guy.
he's just lathering it on you for no reason.
There's a lot of like, I mean, even there's like CBD fucking like easy glides and stuff like.
Lube?
Yeah, because I mean, you kind of put down like, it's pretty much like a grease. You can use Vaseline, but I mean, there's stuff like Easy Glide that's, you know, it's a little more.
Is that for pain management? Or is
No, I don't know if the CBD stuff works like that. You know, I'm kind of curious, but I don't really know like who to ask about that because I feel like the dude at the gas station is trying to sell me CBD now.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
know, right?
you
Yeah.
know, like you know, so I really have no idea if like the like Easy Glide with CBD has anything to do with pain management, but it is one of the things that I'm trying to find out because that would be kind of tight.
Yeah.
It was like a pre-pain lather. Like, you know,
Trying to find it for yourself or.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Again,
There's
it's one of those things that, like, if the dude that isn't specifically teaching me knows, then, like, I don't really know who else to ask.
Yeah.
There's a numbing cream that I found because I'm doing my whole back, my ass, and my hamstrings with my roommate.
What do you get?
Tattoo?
I'll show you when we're done.
Oh, I don't want to see that.
But it works really well for like the first hour, and then it just kind of like slowly goes
Tapers
away.
off.
Yeah.
And but it has like 10% lidocaine. I got it from China.
Ooh,
Works pretty well.
It's a good
For,
lidocaine.
but for like
Yeah.
for like an hour, you don't feel shit, and then it just like comes off.
That's so crazy, man. So what was your first tattoo?
My arm.
Your arm?
Yeah.
Dude, you always go, he's fucking big.
I only have
huh?
3 tattoos.
You sleep.
That's
See, I
crazy.
pieced my whole shit together. Like, I was so, like, I don't know what the fuck I want. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was just like all these little tattoos, and then I was like, oh,
That's
can we,
cool.
like, put some filler in them, please?
Yeah.
Like, make it look like a sleeve.
That's crazy, huh?
I just have my arm. It goes onto the right side of my chest. Then I have my stomach done, and then we're doing my. Probably just.
It's just huge
so
ass
3
fucking
tattoos.
pieces. Yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I guess I have a problem with commitment in that sense. Like, I just don't know what I would fill my whole ass back with. Like, I feel like that should be one big piece. Like, from piecing this shit together, I'm kind of, you know, this arm's kind of been a little bigger pieces. So I'm trying to do something like substantial on my back, and I have no fucking idea. Like, literally none. But I guess I really don't put a lot of thought in my own personal tattoos. I guess like they're just kind of, I don't know. I've fallen into a lot of like missed appointments and stuff like that. Like. Eddie, my teacher, has tattooed me a lot, but it's always like, oh, I got cancellation. And I'm like, well,
Oh, that's
like,
pretty-
you know,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I'm not
funny.
doing nothing.
That's cool. Huh.
So I kind of come up with it on the fly. And I'm like,
The But that's common in shops, right? Like people tattooing each other.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. I mean, I like to think the tattoos I come up with are kind of bullshit. Like, you know, like I love it though because
aren't they for like a certain period anyway? Like,
yeah, I guess.
Just to kind of figure out what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, all tattoos are pretty fucking stupid, honestly. Like,
You know, like come to his shop. No.
But for real though, like, I don't
well,
know.
because I mean that's the thing, right? Like with everything that you try, you're gonna fail at it for a certain point. The only difference is that this is gonna be on somebody's body for the rest of their life. That's so crazy.
But I mean, like tattoos, like I mean, they're stupid in like the sense that like it's fucking stupid. Like they're all fucking stupid. Like I don't care how much a tattoo means to you. Like it's fucking stupid. Like I honestly hate when people come to me with this long story about why they want like their fucking you know their grandpa's fucking Virgo symbol under you know like a rainbow or you know whatever their fucking image may be. I hate those long stories. Like just give me something stupid. Like you know what I mean? Give me something fucking stupid like Sucky Panther.
You like
know
eggs?
What I mean? Like yeah, you like eggs. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, fun little tattoos are way more fun than like a meaningful one.
Well, and I think a lot of people, I personally have encountered a lot of people that are like, I want to get a tattoo, but I don't know what I want to get. You know what I mean? Or like they just have too many ideas. Like you know, or overthinking the situation. Just fucking get something. You know what I mean? Like I literally have a bunch of cartoon characters. Like, and I guess that shit's gonna fucking fall out of style eventually. Like you know, my grandpa had fucking Betty Boop or whatever. You know?
Oh yeah.
And that was cool. No, my grandpa specifically, but. My grandfather had Society Sucks.
Really?
The worst fucking script on his chest. Like, that was his only tattoo.
He's like, no, you know what? I don't like tattoos. Damn, that's crazy. Huh.
I think like everything falls out of style though, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
just have
I
fun
mean-
with it. Like, I don't know.
Enjoy it, yeah.
And I mean I think anything that you can come up with even on the fly, like obviously like means something to you. Like
Eventually, yeah.
You thought of it. You liked
Yeah,
it.
maybe it's like almost like insurance, you know, like where you're like if you walk into it and you're like, oh, this means the world to me. You're like, I'm not gonna hate it, or if I do ever hate it, I'm like, oh no, it's because you know my dad, you know. But yeah, it's crazy. I never had a tattoo. And I've talked to you about this